Good morning, everyone. We're getting started. Please get into your seats and please eliminate the chatter and also pause your cell phones. Thank you. And only delegates and alternates substituting for delegates can sit in the designated area. Others have to sit with all the residents over to my left. Thank you. Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. Bertha just informed me that we do have a quorum, so we're good there. Alan, it's your turn. Approval for the minutes. Yes, sir.
Good morning, and thank you very much for coming. The minutes of the February Cobrua Delegates meeting appear in the March issue of the Cobrua Reporter. Has anyone found any omissions, additions, or corrections to those printed minutes? Is there any objection to accepting the minutes as published in the Cobrua Reporter? Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to go over my report, basically. Okay, first of all, I hope everyone is doing well. There are several major projects that are going on in our village. Some of the projects include new windows and doors, milestone 2 inspections, reserve studies, painting, lighting, new roofs, and laundry room upgrades. And the elevator cylinder project was temporarily placed on hold. It should resume, I think, within a week, but if Regina is here, I'll have her discuss that. The Management Search Committee had on March 7th presentations from the Castle Group and First Service. These presentations were made to the directors of the various associations. There will be another similar presentation that's going to be on the 21st, I believe. Yeah, 21st of March. So soon after all the presentations are completed, it will go back to the associations for a vote. I want to thank the Management and Search Committee for their due diligence. The committee worked very hard interviewing the various companies of interest and setting up all the presentations. So thanks again. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Felix. We have an election for the M&O committee. So Felix.
Good morning. My name is Felix Wadish. I'm the election committee chairman. This morning we'll be having our vote for M&O committee. Our candidates may speak up to 3 minutes before we hand out the ballot. Once each ballot has spoken, we will call delegates from each association to the table where they will sign once again and receive this ballot. Once you mark your ballot, please place it in the ballot box. You can only vote for 3 candidates on the ballot. If there's more than 3 on the ballot, it's been disqualified. Elections of the officers of the M&O committee is governed by the Cobrua bylaws, Article 5 and 10. The term of the office is 2 years. The candidates elected today will serve until election March of 2027. all candidates please come up to the front so they can read their speech when your name is called. Candidate will be called in alphabetical order. We will first hear from Martin Fish.
Okay? Good. Okay. My name is Martin Fish, and I am a candidate for the M&O Committee. I have been a full-time resident since March 2016 and an owner since December 2011. I have served as Rexford Association Director since 2022, and I am in my second term as Rexford President. Currently, I am also the Financial Secretary of Congregation Torah Or right here in Century Village. I graduated from NYU School of Law in 1971. Previously, I attended Columbia University Graduate School for my Master's in History and received my BA from Yeshiva University. For over 30 years, I was in private legal practice. Simultaneously, I founded and published an online legal publishing company focusing on the First Amendment. Finally, I spent nearly 15 years with Times Mirror Corporation in charge of a 50-person staff. My reasons for running for the M&O Committee are as follows. Delegates have increasingly complained about the lack of transparency in the reports issued by the M&O Committee. Why in reporting on the budget and capital project is there not a clearer listing of all items in the budget, not just of new projects, and an itemization of their cost? The failure to clearly provide such information leads to lack of confidence on the part of delegates and resistance to increasing raises in the SemWest coupon, an issue that will take on increasing concern once the owners acquire the recreational facilities and community property from the developer. I pledge that if elected, I will do everything in my power to bring more light to the workings of the committee, as well as bringing my legal, business, and financial experience to the table. For a 2-year period, I was a Cobrua board member from 1923 to 24. During my time on the Cobrua board, I drafted an 8-page memorandum detailing the various options in financing the buyout of the recreational facilities and community property. This memo served as a basis of a consultant's subsequent analysis and suggestions concerning the buyout. In the recent Cobrua board election, I fell short of re-election. The first thing I did, besides emailing my congratulations to the successful candidates, was, without request or suggestion, to email my memo to the newly elected Cobrua members so that they could immediately be brought up to date as to what was transpiring. My whole goal is to be open with others and to help others be better informed for the betterment of our community. I hope you will cast your vote for me, Martin Fish. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Now we'll hear from David Fisher.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Fisher. I would like to thank everyone who voted for me last month for the Cobrua Group. I appreciate your confidence in me. I was a certified dental technician and owned a dental laboratory right here in Boca Raton. I also served on the advisory board of Nova University in Davie, helping create their dental laboratory program. I am also proud to be a veteran of our armed forces. But the past is not important. The future is. My wife and I moved to Century Village in 2009. I am president and director of Fanshawe, our largest association, a member of the Cobrua Group, a delegate of Cobrua. In the past, I was vice president of Fanshawe and your Cobrua Sergeant at Arms. I have also served on many committees. I am presently a member of the M&O Committee. Each year, many projects were approved that increased our West coupon to under $3, including one year where there was no increase at all. Last year, there were projects that could not be put off, and that caused a moderate increase. I am involved and committed to Century Village and our future. I would appreciate your vote and to continue on the M&O. My name is Dave Fisher. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Now we'll hear from Mark Hoffman.
Good morning. My name is Mark Hoffman. Grew up in Brooklyn. Got a bachelor's degree from construction from Arizona State University. I went into the Army as an Army officer. I was an instructor in Fort Lee, Virginia, and I spent a year over in Vietnam. When I came home, my first job was as a construction superintendent for Starrett City. Nice sized job. It was 46 high-rise apartment buildings, 11, 17, and 20-story buildings, 8 5-story garages, a power plant, and a shopping center. It's kind of a career's worth of experience in 4 years. Then I got involved in commercial real estate. I ran a 50-man office for Helmsley Spear. In 1989, I went out on my own. I was very happy doing that. I was also involved in helping end the recession of 2008. I have a book out on that matter called Rant. If you Google Rant by Hoffman, you'll see my book. And it was New York State Attorney General's office that called Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs into the office and said, stop. And that was in September 14. But anyway, I've managed large buildings. I have some expertise in construction. I know what it is to deal with large budgets, and large office buildings and such. And I think I can be an asset to the M&O Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Now we'll hear from Lynn Roberts.
Good morning. I have been a resident of Century Village for 24 years. I am Vice President and Director of Cornwall Association. I have served as the President of Cobrua for 4 years, and now I serve as the Treasurer. I am currently a member of the M&O Committee. The work of our committee has become more challenging as our population has become more diverse in both age and culture. We must find new interests and needs without jeopardizing the way of life that our long-term residents enjoy. When you serve on the M&O Committee, you serve as a representative of all residents, not just your association. Any changes that we make must be for our residents and geared to attracting new prospective buyers. Over the past years, our committee has made our community much stronger by making our hurricane reserve fully funded. We have a most unique, active senior community, and I have been proud to have served on the M&O Committee and contributing bringing all of these changes for the benefit of our residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Now we'll hear from Stanley Siegel, please.
Good morning, everyone. To quote the late John Cameron Swayze, glad that we could get together. I'm a graduate of City College of New York. I'm a veteran who served with the 1st Combat Engineer Battalion of the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One in Germany. I worked for 41 years with one of the largest textile companies in the United States, having been in a number of managerial positions in the financial division, promoted to the personnel division, human resources, subsequently becoming its director. I administered or was responsible for the administration of all insurance and medical programs, as well as pension plans with assets in excess of $60 million. I have had the privilege to chair the M&O Committee for a number of years. During this period, the committee, past and present, approved the following: state-of-the-art theater, a professional fitness center, Class A exercise rooms, quality shows, beautiful landscaping, road improvements, just to name a few. Over the past 11 years, except for 1 year where there was a major problem with the clubhouse roof, the committee has kept the annual coupons to less than $3. 1 year, there was no increase at all with a slight decrease. This last year, the current budget period that we're in, we started with a potential increase of $30, which we brought down to about $17 to start a number of projects that we've delayed in the past. With the potential takeover of the village facilities, I want to guarantee you one thing: you're not going to receive a used car. With your support, I would like to continue my work with the M&O Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stanley. At this time, I will call on the association. At that point, we will hand out the ballot. Ainsley, could you please step up to the front where you signed, and you have to re-sign again. Again, only 3, you can only sign for 3 ballots. If the ballot has more than 3, it's disqualified.
Excuse me, will the volunteer that's going to be the temporary sergeant at arms please step forward?
Now the election committee will leave the building and will be stepping into the office, and we'll be counting the ballots, and we'll be coming back and giving the results. Thank you very much.
Okay, Lynn, would you please go over the treasurer's report? And please get into your seats so we could go forward with this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, everybody settle down. Okay, our checking account balance is $15,228. Our CD is $29,779 for a total of $45,008. Last month's balance was $46,022. Any questions? Thank you.
Stanley, who's the budget director, please present the budget and call for a vote.
Okay, as you know, a budget is an estimate, and based on what I've reviewed over the last couple of months, I'm proposing a break-even budget. Hopefully, it'll hold up. The good news is we receive from Mark Levy $5,000 a year, so we will be getting a check in June of this year and a check in June of next year, which helps, keep the budget in good shape, or keeps the financial situation in good shape. So what you see presented in you is the best estimate we can come up with, and hopefully I'm hoping that we get a break even for the year. Are there any questions? So somebody has to make motions for approval of the budget.
I make a motion.
Somebody has to second it? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That's it?
Okay, Stanley, the M&O committee, please, report.
The committee met with management February 19th. Here are some of the highlights of the meeting. The pickleball courts that we transferred to the section over here opposite the clubhouse is just about completed. There's some minor adjustments that have to be made, and it's either available now or will be available in another week or so. One court we've left for tennis, so people that want to play at night will have that ability. The pickleball courts on New England will be scheduled to be converted next year in next year's budget. A decision has to be made still regarding how we want to treat the clubhouse building. Do we want to paint, or do we want to seal the facade? We're having a meeting this coming 2 weeks from now, or a week and a half from now, and we will have a decision hopefully made by then. Landscaping in front of the clubhouse is completed. There were some problems with leakage, flooding. The drains in the front were clogged, but that's been remedied. The ceramics room in card room 1, which had problems when they were used as the bus depot, are now completed. There was air conditioning that cleaned up the problems. We're still waiting for the county to approve permits for the Ainsley Pool, which Susan doesn't seem to be too unhappy about. The resident. We're still waiting for FPL to come and correct some of the lighting problems. We're waiting for our engineers to give us a proposal on how to complete the wiring, and once that's complete, hopefully FPL will fix the lighting in the areas that have problems. Management is negotiating with the county to take over some of the fire hydrants we have. Currently, we own 83 hydrants. Replacement cost is $20,000 per hydrant, so let's see how successful we can be. Effective April 2025 this year, the MCs will no longer be on stage, but will operate their announcements from the wings. So far, 175 friends and family decals have been sold, with the anticipation that the more people that are coming in will purchase some. There are about 300 units on the market for sale. We understand that the Canadians are now anxious to sell their units because of the fluctuation in the currency. Could also be some other others, which I won't get into politics. The tennis club has requested an additional picnic, has requested that we put picnic tables at the course that will be transferred to the New England area. This we will consider at the next committee meeting. With the increasing iguana problem, the board voted to have a $10,000 cap for removal of them this year. This will affect the pest control line on the budget, but we're confident that we will be able to cover the expenses. Excuse me. Any questions regarding the report? Thank you.
Stanley, Community Affairs?
No.
Sorry, there's a question, Stan.
Well, question or comment about the pickleball courts and the old ones turning into a tennis court. I hope over the next few months the M&L committee will reevaluate the need to turn that into a tennis court. As it would stand after these are done, the tennis club, the tennis community will have 9 courts. The pickleball community will have 12 courts. That's a 3-to-4 ratio, and our community is much larger than the tennis community. We actually have our grand opening, hopefully will be next Sunday. We have a tournament going on. We have 64 pickleball players playing in that tournament. There's a lot of pickleball players, and that's not everybody. So I hope they will reevaluate the idea of turning the pickleball courts into a tennis court, and then you don't have that expense, and you'll find that it will be well used, much better. There'll be a lot more usage with tennis. And it's not a fight between the two clubs. It's what's best for the community.
Thank you.
Noted on the record.
Community affairs, Dan?
There's really nothing much more to report except the fact that more houses are going up next to the school, which will increase the traffic problem, and we're hoping that our commissioner can help alleviate the problem that's going to come up. But otherwise, nothing much more to report.
Thank you, Stan. Anything on Comcast cable?
No.
No?
We're trying to improve when the representative is supposed to be here on Wednesday and Friday. Right now, we're down to Wednesday, and there's been some comments about people not being happy with who's servicing us. So I'm speaking to the rep to see if we can get a new person to handle it. But otherwise, nothing much more.
Okay, thank you.
There's questions.
Okay, question, yes. Okay.
With all the land that's being cleared, apparently we're starting to see a manifestation of rodents coming into Century Village. There was a coyote that was running between Preston and Wolverton 2.5 weeks ago, and in Suffolk as well. You have now the raccoons, increase of raccoons, you got an increase of, now there's another kind of parcel that's now, that was by Ainsley, I don't even remember the name of it. We're getting a significant increase now of rodents coming into Century Village due to the fact that they're clearing all the fields. Now, is anybody looking into that for us? Because that's why we're starting to get a significant increase of the rodents and everything else into Century Village. So the cleaning of the land, on the parcels of land adjacent to the village.
We're looking to see what we can do about that. But right now, the company that was handling putting the traps on the outside of the perimeter gave that up. So we'll see what we can do to help, alleviate the problem.
Okay, thank you. Also, that's also decreasing the rats as well. That's coming into the village.
Well, that's mostly happening, I think, in the association.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all coming from the clearing of the land.
Anything else? Okay, Hot Wires, Regina here?
Good morning, everybody. Everything is as it should be right now with Hotwire. We are in discussion, though, to have Hotwire leave the leases up at the temple where we have an office. And we are in discussion with the clubhouse to see and greet the possibility of Hotwire sharing the office with Comcast. Comcast has 2 days a week, and we are certainly hoping that Hotwire can have at least 2 or maybe 3 days a week, making it easier on folks to come to the clubhouse instead of going to the temple office where it is right now. And we'll keep you posted as we have meetings to make that happen. And any questions on Hotwire? If we don't share the office in the clubhouse, the other option is Boca West has a permanent office for Hotwire. They will give us our own Century Village number, and they will initiate all the calls from that office, and we would have our own rover coming from Boca West to here to service the calls. But we're hoping primarily to have them in our clubhouse on property. If not, we will be able to utilize the Boca West office. And do you want the elevator now?
Absolutely.
Okay, I have no news on the elevator really, except what Charlie already said. For some reason unknown to us, they have halted the Preston project until March 17th. It had something to do with Oracle and Tri-State, and we were assured that the village project would commence come St. Patty's Day. So we're hoping that's a reality. That's all I know. I don't know the reasons why. Leah is investigating it from First Service and we'll keep you posted, and hopefully everything will be back to normal come March 17th.
Okay, that would be good. Thanks, Regina. Martin, do you have anything from the First Service Advisory? What? Mike is coming. Doesn't look like Mike.
I've scheduled a meeting with the committee members to meet with First Service at their office. I'll be sending out the address this week. I'll also be sending out an email to all the presidents to ask if they have any issues they want us to bring up at the meeting. So until we have our first meeting with First Service, I have nothing substantive to report except that a meeting has been scheduled.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Martin. Thank you for taking on that challenge. Okay, Ted, Bylaws Committee? I'm waiting for Mike. Okay, Mike is coming.
Mike retired.
The bylaws specify that 14 days notification has to be given before a meeting where the proposed amendment is to be considered. The most recent publication is only about 11 days before this meeting, therefore the following will be the process. The most recent publication will be considered at the April meeting, and it is well beyond the 14 days. The next publication at the end of March or beginning of April will be the notification for the May meeting, and the May meeting will be the second meeting for consideration and the vote on the amendment. If you look at your packets, the third page, half a page, is the proposed amendment that will be considered at the next meeting and the April meeting, and also considered and voted upon in the May meeting. Any questions? I can't see behind me. No?
Thank you, Ted.
Okay, Mike wants to go to the next person.
Okay.
Mike, work the crowd.
Okay, Sid, the Cobra Group?
Good morning. Mona had to leave early, but she left the numbers. As we said, we'll bring you the monthly financials for Cobra. We have the 3 CDs, one at $51,000, one at $25,000, one at $20,000, for a total of $96,000. And our ending balance in checking is $56,379. So we have a total of $152,379. As far as other business for Cobra, I just want to remind you all, April 4th from 10 to 12 in the theater, we're going to have our annual meeting with council, and it'll be about a 2-hour meeting with question and answers after the presentation, and hopefully you'll get to ask all the questions you've been saving up. We've got a lot of new information for you, and hopefully this time we will have some financial information. We did retain a financial consultant, and he's been working on different models for financing both the actual buyout for the 8.4 million and the runouts. The buyout is 4.8 and the runouts are 8.4, I think, comes to a total about 13. So the financial consultant's been working on different models for payment and for financing. And hopefully he'll have enough together. We've only had him now about 2 months. Hopefully he'll have some information to present to you at this meeting. And I guess that's my report. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Sid. Jody, do the security report, please.
Good morning, my name is Jody with United Security, and I'm here to present the monthly report for February. For miles patrolled, we had 4,569. Pre-authorized calls, 7,251. Contractors, 769. For elevator malfunction, for January we had 8, February we had 2. Auto accidents, for January we had 3, February we had 5. For welfare checks, January we had 6, February we had 5. Fire, January we had 1, February we had 3. ID confiscated, for January we had 76. That was 34 for the clubhouse and 42 for the gates. And for February, we had 36, which was 14 for the clubhouse and 22 for the gates. Any questions?
Hello friends, my name is Alvin, I'm from Financial. I'm a dog lover, but I happen to notice that there's some residents that have visitors with dogs. A lot of dogs seem to be coming in. Anything you do about that?
Contact us, we'll come out if the dogs are being, is it that the dogs are being loud, barking?
No, the dogs don't even belong here unless it's not pet friendly. It's not a pet community.
Reach out to security, we'll send a rover out.
Yes, you are security.
Reach out to us, we'll send a rover
I mean,
out.
shouldn't there be a rule that no dog should be allowed in?
Well, we can't stop anyone from having their dog coming in through the gate, but as far as the association, your building director, association president, person.
Why? Why can't you stop them coming in from the gate?
We can't.
Well, why?
I can't tell anyone to take their dog out their car, and we can't deny anyone access. That was called in, especially especially if we don't know if these people are even staying or coming to pick someone up for doctor's appointments or just to go to the grocery store. We don't know that.
Doesn't make any difference. Not pet community.
I get what you're saying, but my answer still stands.
I'm not sure that's correct.
Thank you for your question. Okay, there's a question over here. There she comes. The mic is coming.
Hi, I'm Lorraine from Preston. I've seen a lot of litter lately along the side of the road. Are your patrol cars watching for that kind of thing? And are people given a ticket or violated? If I should see them, should I call you? Will you then go? If I see them, I mean, literally there's a pizza box sitting on the side of the road across from the tennis courts by my building.
Okay, if I could just respond to that. Okay, because you notified me yesterday by email, I believe, about the situation. And I notified Stem West, and they said they were going to take care of it this morning.
Right, picking it up is a different thing. Someone is like throwing it out of there, because there's also, there are McDonald wrappers. Is that, if I see it and know who's doing it, is there any procedure after that?
You can contact security, we'll send a rover out to do an incident report. Yes.
Thank you.
I have the issue of abandoned vehicles that are parked, haven't moved, flat tires on them. I've reported it. The rover came, he did nothing. The rover came, made a note of it. I never heard another word. I reported it to the president. I don't like the idea of living in a place where we allow abandoned vehicles with flat tires and nobody does anything about it. I don't understand that concept. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if you're the one I spoke with, but security, we're not allowed to tow inside of associations.
So the abandoned vehicles stay there with a flat tire and we just put up with it. Is that correct?
I'm not saying to put up with it. What I'm saying is we don't tow, and I think that if you're the one I spoke with, I told you to contact your building director so they can move from there, but we can't tow.
I'm the building director.
Yeah, we don't tow them.
And I notified the president, but nothing has been done. So.
That's not a security, that's association.
All right, so Charlie, who handles that, please?
Who handles that?
Yeah, who handles an abandoned car with flat tires
Okay, we
in our
can,
parking lot for 1 month?
what we do in Preston, if I know that's occurring, what I'll do is I'll have First Service tag the car, and they'll put a note on the car that it's tagged for 2 weeks. Okay, and then if nothing is done within that 2-week period, that vehicle's still there, it will be towed.
Okay, great. Well, it was tagged finally, and we'll wait the 2 weeks, I guess, and hopefully it'll be remedied, because this is not right. We're not a slum, and we should not be treated that way. Thank you very much. The end.
Hello, I'm Howard Silverman. I live in Yarmouth D, and I used to have a place in Mansfield, but I moved a couple years ago, and I just made it to the meeting now, so hopefully this pertains. You guys, can address any of these things, but number one is, our community. I've been here for almost 10 years now. I know I'm just here in the winters, but we really enjoy it here, everything, with the facilities, and it's...
Is this a security question?
It's not...
Could you explain to the gentleman we're on security?
Oh,
taking questions for that?
Is there going to be a general? I'm sorry.
Okay, just wait for good and welfare, and then you can ask your question.
Sorry
Okay?
about that. Yeah, it's not security.
Barbara Dudley, president of Brighton. Is there any way that when guests come through the gate, that they can be told the speed limit inside the community?
Yeah, we'll move forward and start doing that. Hopefully they'll listen, but we will.
Mildred Say, Mansfield G. I would like to know what is the purpose and the job of the security people that ride around, because I see quite a few tags on cars that's outdated. I don't know if is that in their job description to see if it's outdated or what. What do they do? Are they paid?
Security rovers do welfare checks, they check pools, they do parking violations, they check for slip and falls, they check the bathroom to see if any resident inside perhaps collapse. Overall, we just make sure this community in itself, that there's no one walking around that's not supposed to be here, things of that sort. As far as the ticket that you're tagging, we only do parking violation when it comes to your associations. So security, the one that we have on it is a white paper that says parking violation. Anything else, that's your association themselves.
Name is Scott Lowenthal from Mansfield C. I just want to address the backup at the New England and Kimberly gates. Sometimes it is conceivably dangerous when cars are stuck out on Lyons Road. We made a complaint, and no disrespect, but I was told if I had any suggestions I should let you know, but it's quite frankly not my job. It's security's job to manage those gates and that traffic, so I just want to know if anything's being done about it.
When it comes to our gates, our traffic flow for the month goes over 10,000. We ask residents to make sure that their number is updated in ABDI. Make sure that you use the auto system. If you don't call in your guests and we're calling, answer the phones. Residents that don't have a Central Village decal need to stop going to the residence lane as well, because that is a free flow lane. So those are the things that the major issues we're having. We need residents to help us when it comes to updating their number. We have names that have no number on file, and these people, when the guests come, they don't want to move because they feel like they don't want to have to join that line. In order for us to help the traffic flow, for instance, right now we have the barcode malfunction going on at the gate. I know a lot of times you guys do see security with a clipboard walking over to your car in the residence lane. We're getting the barcode off of that car. So far, we have replaced 482 malfunction barcodes, and we're just asking for you guys to continue being patient with us with getting those decals so we can make sure that they're active and working properly.
Jody, I'd like to know the cause of the 3 fires.
Identify yourself.
Catherine Pelican,
From?
Cornwall.
I don't have that information on my paper. It's in the office, on my computer in my reports. But I can get that to the members up here, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you happen to know if any of them were the result of e-bikes, which tends to be an issue in certain associations?
Absolutely not.
Thank you very much.
Okay, only one more question. Anybody else? Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Fred Hadley, Cornwall E. Earlier this month, I was involved in an fender bender while entering the Century Village Boulevard entrance. And after I turned in from Lyons Road, I was proceeding toward the gate, and somebody else came in after me in the other lane, and for whatever reason decided to cross over the line and smashed into the right front fender of my car. The security guard was standing right there. She saw the whole thing. And subsequently, I did go to Jody and asked if there was video footage. She says, yes, we have very good footage. I said, what does the footage show? She says that the other car crossed over the line, that you didn't do anything wrong, the other car was at fault. I said, I'd like to get that footage in order to work the insurance claim, because I don't want to be stuck for a chargeable accident. So she told me that they do not release that footage, that it's only released in court cases and or subpoena. And the insurance company, my insurance company, won't issue a subpoena. So I don't think this is right that we have a security system in place. By the way, the person that hit me was a guest of a resident, not even a citizen of the United States. So I don't think it's right that we have footage that tends to exonerate a resident that can't be released to that resident. I mean, it's something that happened, and I'd like that policy to be reviewed. I know it's not Jody's policy, but it is a security issue. And I'd like the board to be aware of that policy and to explain to me why this footage is not available. Charlie,
Okay, Fred, you made your point.
do you have an answer?
Pardon me?
Do you have an explanation of why?
I don't, but I'm gonna look into it.
Thank you very kindly.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. The vote is in.
The election committee has counted and double-checked the closed ballot for the M&O committee election on March 11, 2025. There were 61 ballots cast. Martin Fish received 37 votes. David Fisher received 41 votes. Mark Hoffman received 19 votes. Lynn Roberts received 34 votes. Stanley Siegel received 29 votes. Therefore, Martin Fish, David Fisher, and Lynn Roberts are elected to the M&O committee. Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone, all the winners. And those of you that are lost, you're also winners. Okay, so, okay, so any old business at all? Okay, as far as, there's no old business, okay. As far as old business from the residents, now these are questions that were asked last month that we did not answer, and we said we would answer it today, look into it and research it, and that's what we did. So I'm just going to go over the questions and provide the answers. Razor Garfinkel from Fanshawe expressed concern that the street light along the Century Village Boulevard was not working between Guilford and Exeter, but was concerned for the lack of light at night and and potential danger along the road. So the answer to that is that this was taken care of, it's been resolved, and the lights have been repaired. And by the way, she was advised of that as well. I don't know if she's here today, but that she was also advised of that, and she was very happy about it. There's another gentleman, John Garzanti, sorry I might be pronouncing it wrong, from Fanshawe, indicated that there is a bus lane that is not used, that runs parallel to Fanshawe Drive, running south from the intersection of Century Village Boulevard and Fanshawe Drive. And this bus lane that is not used is mistakenly driven into by cars constantly. Cars going east or west on Century Village Boulevard, I mean, they head south. Pedestrians are at risk of being struck by these vehicles. So that was his concern. So the answer to that is that this matter has been forwarded to our maintenance staff to look into the bus lane, paint some of the roads that were once bus roads are now sidewalks. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page and before we paint anything. So the answer is more information will be forthcoming on that question. Thank you for listening. Okay. Okay. Is there any new business? Okay, we have to. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Milton Fishberger. I'm from Cornwall Association. I would like to make a recommendation for the M&O committee. There are doors in this building that are automatic, but there are plenty of doors that are not. You enter this room and you know that there's an automatic door. I'm really referring to helping out those people who are on walkers or scooters to get into the building, to get into the rooms. I think it's the right thing to do. We have you hit a button and you can get into the bathrooms because they've been upgraded to handicap accessible, so that makes it easier for someone who's on a scooter or a walker. I certainly think that the room right above us, the A room I think it is, should have an automatic door in any other of the large rooms where there may be people congregating, such as the card rooms as well. So my suggestion would be if in fact the M&O committee could look into installing on the main rooms here an automatic door similar to what we have in the bathrooms. Thank you.
Stan, did you want to address that? Okay, we'll take that under advisement, Bill. Okay.
Jay Goldberg, Wolverton D. I just wanted to make you aware, and perhaps a suggestion. Coming in on New England, heading east, there have been 2 occasions in the past week, and other people have told me about a number of other occasions, where cars come from the wrong direction, which potentially could be a head-on crash, because as you come out of Wolverton Drive, there is a sign that says do not enter to the bus lane, but can we get a sign that says do not enter or wrong way, something to indicate they should not make that left turn into the oncoming traffic, but rather go further, make a left in the one-way traffic heading out towards the gate. Can we get some sort of sign put up? Thank you.
Okay, after the meeting, just come up and fill out the form for that, and we'll look into that for you. Any other new business?
If I remember correctly, Stanley, you said that the company that took care of the pest, varmints, whatever, is no longer doing that. For the last 3 meetings, we've talked about pests and varmints and the sightings of, and then behind the C building, we got a picture, I think, Milton, did you get a picture of two otters eating fish behind the C building? Yeah, this situation needs to be dealt with. We've discussed it for 3 meetings. I'd like for the committee to consider developing a new vendor for those varmints that we talked about. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Regarding the bus excursions, with the upcoming closure of the flea market and the termination of the restaurant outings several years ago, I'm requesting consideration of implementing outings to the beach. Thank you.
Glickman, Suffolk. I'd like to know why 7 Academy buses idle in excess of 3 minutes, which is the Department of Transportation regulation, spewing carbon monoxide fumes under the overhead in front of the clubhouse. This is dangerous. I'm a disabled veteran. I have lung issues. If I walk in front of the clubhouse, you can hear the buses running. The drivers are having a jolly good time on their personal phones. Those buses should not be operating and spewing death. Thank you.
After the meeting, you fill out a form and we'll look into that for you.
Good morning, John Garzaniti, Fanshawe. I've been unhappy with the smokers disposing of cigarette butts before entering the pool. They see a sign that says you must not smoke in the pool area, so they just discard the cigarette butts on the sidewalk around the entrance to the pool. This is in Fanshawe. And I've asked the Fanshawe Association to get some type of cigarette stanchion disposal there at the entrance so that smokers can dispose of the cigarette butts appropriately. You see these at coffee shops and restaurants all the time. They're plastic stanchions meant for cigarette butt disposal. Why this is important is cigarette butts are extremely toxic to small dogs. I have a small dog. She got a hold of the cigarette butt, was poisoned, had to take her to emergency. She spent overnight at an animal hospital. Cost me $2,000. Fortunately, I didn't lose the dog. But I just don't want to deal with this problem, right? And there's a simple solution. The association has told me that you have to bring this to Sen West. Sen West controls all the pool areas. If any these disposal stanchions are going to be placed outside of the pool areas for cigarette butts, they have to handle it. And that's you guys in our step do that.
Sir, you made your point. Okay, I understand what you're saying. What you have to do is you have to, after the meeting, come up and fill out a form, and we'll look into it and get back to you next month's meeting, or before.
Siciliano, Building E, Preston. The elevator, the sign's been up since February 27th. What?
Have you moved out good welfare for the delegates? Is good welfare line up in the front?
Yeah.
I just want to know why the elevator's been out since February 27th. The signs are there. They're still telling us not to use the elevator. Preston E.
No, the Preston E, the elevator was completed, so there shouldn't be any signs up now because the inspection was made as well. So there shouldn't be any signs up. They need to be removed.
All right, I'll rip them down when I go back.
Okay. Okay, we're going to good and welfare delegates. None?
Up here.
I wasn't even sure if we were in good and welfare, because all those questions I felt were new items that sound like good and welfare. Anyway, I just had a question about the movie schedule. I understand it's down to 2 days a week as of April, which is fine. I had read somewhere that the movies were just going to be classic movies, though. Is that true? No. Okay, because I read it somewhere in the Cobrua. And then just a general question, how are the movies picked? Do you have a committee that comes up with it, decides what they are? Do you have choices each month? I just thought people might be interested. Anybody know how they're picked? No? Can you look into it? Thank you.
Okay, good and welfare resident. We have,
Hopefully,
hold on one second. Okay.
Is there anyone else who comes to speak for good and welfare of a resident? Please make a line here.
There's a line here for the residents. Anyone for good and welfare? Over here.
okay, I'm Howard Silverman. I live in Yarmouth, D, and hopefully I have the right questions to ask here, because I got a few. But one thing real quickly is, the community is a beautiful, clean community. They're building $1 million communities around us. I know, I was in the real estate business. When you enter this community, it needs updating. It needs paint, where you enter at the gate, and it just needs to be updated. Our properties will go up in value. They're way down again, and there's a lot of people out there that can't afford $2 million properties, but they come by and see this, and it looks like from the 1980s. So it would be a good investment to update, the gatehouses and paint, and finish painting the front, which really looks good on the clubhouse. And, it's going to pay off instantly. The prices will go up. It'll get younger people who want these upgraded, higher-end communities. Additional to that, well, there's a lot of people in here that are older and 55. We want to try to attract them. So this is my, opinion. Other than that, pulling out of Yarmouth, making a left, the traffic going west, there's these flowers and all that when you pull out of Yarmouth, and they're growing up pretty high, and you can't see cars coming, you can't see from the clubhouse cars coming through, and it's very, very dangerous. So if someone can look at that. The signage, like in Yarmouth is all updated, the buildings are painted, but the main roads are from 1980. The colors and everything. Someone needs to, be on a committee to take care of that stuff. It would help. And other than that, I don't know if there's reflectors on the roads, but it's really helpful for the cars if there's like those reflectors down the roads. It's easier to get in and out. And I guess smaller buses, possibly electric, would save us something. But other than that, I don't want to take up any more time. I appreciate your time.
Catherine
Thank you for your
Pelican
question.
from Cornwall. A, please don't paint the clubhouse. B, currently there are 10 shuffleboard courts and only 1 bocce ball court. a group of us have been playing bocce on Tuesday evenings, and as word gets out, our group keeps growing and growing. The other night, a different group showed up wanting to play bocce. Our group alone needs one more court. If another group shows up, they would need a court too. We, the undersigned, are requesting that 2 shuffleboard courts get repurposed to bocce ball courts. This is very similar to what you already did to repurpose some of the tennis courts to pickleball courts based on the needs and usage of the community. We thank you for your favorable consideration of our request. I'm submitting petitions signed by approximately 70 residents for your consideration.
Thank you.
Please don't paint the clubhouse.
Hi, I'm Laura Russell. I live at Fanshawe Building E. I live at Fanshawe Building E. I have a concern about the theater with the movies. We're relatively new. We've been here 3 years. We love going to the movies. We go to the movies. We go to the movies. We like the movies. And now we're getting told that we're going to get down to 2 movies on Sunday. Both of them are going to have captions. I personally don't like to go to a movie and read it. I want to go to be entertained. Can't one be with captions, one without? And then there's only going to be Wednesday night movie, with that, which means we're going to be down to no selection whatsoever. When I bought my condo 3 years ago, that was a large thing that drew us here because there's so much going on in the community, in the clubhouse, and we want to go to the theater. So now you're taking it away. That's a privilege that I bought when I bought my unit, and now, granted, some associations go up higher, some don't go up as much, but it's still going up, and they're starting to take stuff away that we enjoy. I find that not very pleasant. I just have one question. I have a question, and I just need to know who I need to go to talk about it. I'm not going to bring it up here if that's not the case, but my concerns are people that are renting, multiple families in one unit, big dogs, little kids. Who do I go to talk about this issue?
Association president is who you should go to.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning again, Fred Hadley, Cornwall E. We had a question about buses idling and the health effects, and I certainly agree. I've been fighting that issue for 10 years. There was a period of time where M&O did turn off the buses until 3 minutes before departure. I even contacted the bus manufacturer, and they said, oh no, it's very injurious to the motors to idle for extended periods. We don't recommend more than 3 minutes unless you're in, extreme cold climates, like Antarctica. They said that it's just injurious to the motors, and it shouldn't be done, besides the environmental effects. One other health issue, when the bathrooms were redone, they put in electric towel dispensers. You put your hand in front of it, the towel comes out. There's only one room in this building that allows food and food handling, and that's its kitchen, right back here. We still have the old plunger-style towel dispenser so that you have to contact a surface every time you're using that towel dispenser. Can't we put a battery-operated towel dispenser in this kitchen here behind me? And my final question, Charlie, last month I asked you about the law of Florida stating that these bids and contracts are available to the unit owners and that the portals are the best place to put these bids and contracts. You said that you'd look into it. Subsequently, I spoke to you, and you said that you have posted or are about to post the bids for Castle and First Service and, of course, Campbell on your Preston portal. Have you done so yet, sir? And if not, why not?
I did speak about it, but To my knowledge, it hasn't been done yet.
All right, well, I suggest that you get together with First Service and bring this village in conformance with the statute, which says that all of these bids have to be, now we're gonna have these meetings with Castle and First Service at the association level. Wouldn't it be helpful if the unit owners could know what's in those bids so they could ask intelligent questions? They may not vote on the contract, that's the province of the board, but they're certainly allowed to make suggestions. Can we get these things on the portals? It's a simple matter, it's a PDF file.
Fred,
Just call up
Fred,
First Service and tell them to do it. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Fred, I just told you that we're going to do
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Ed Ehrlich from Overton D. I do not have a question, I have an answer for you regarding the film selection. The clubhouse contracts with the vendor that furnishes the whole lineup of movies.
Hello, my name is Art Turner, Cornwall A. I received a message from First Service saying that one of the rooms for washing, drying was being, the adjacent room was being used to park bicycles, and it was the wrong place. The message was a little bit unclear as to which room that was. I moved my bike from one room to another, but the real issue seems to me to be that there is no procedure for getting rid of numerous old bikes that have been in bike rooms for years and years, and there's no procedure for removing them.
Okay, sir, I appreciate your question. What you have to do is, this is an association issue, so you should check with your president or your director.
We have no director.
Well, check with your president. Okay, somebody make a motion to adjourn? Thank you all. Meeting is adjourned.